timeless. And the icon is someone who's had huge influence and who is revered. I think the icon is always something positive. You know, we wouldn't say Hitler's an icon, right? Even though he comes from a moment in time and had a huge influence on the world. So I think the definition should remain the same and not change from moment to moment. I think we have to come up with some other terms, if anything, for some of these other people who are newer and are fierce and are fabulous and are making an impact right now. But have they yet reached to icon status? A lot of them, no.
Right.
Not in my opinion.
Right, no, for sure. But yet it's interesting that these women, you know, have a very distinct and strong pull on their audience, you know, in terms of like their Twitter followers, their Instagram followers, you know, the things that they do. So do you feel that there are certain women that are leveraging that in a good, you know, in a more successful way, that they sort of are setting themselves up to have longevity, the kind of longevity that someone like a Diana Ross had? I mean, who are we going to look back on, do you think,
Right.
in a couple of decades and say, wow, she was really a strong
right.
influence?
Yeah, and is now an icon.
Right.
Well, I think definitely Beyonce.
Right.
And I do think Beyonce is using the means of communication, the different platforms that are available, be it the same thing that Diana Ross used, which is the stage, and to something which Diana Ross did not have at her disposal, which is you know, digital social media.
Right.
And I think when Beyonce started making that switch from, you know, crazy talented, incredibly hardworking music star, to someone who stood up for something that she believed in and became an activist and a voice, I think she's totally shaping herself into a voice for Black women, a voice for African Americans. And I think it is that more than anything else that's going to ensure that she have longevity later on. Because I think that combination, you know, glamour and beauty and style coupled with this backbone and standing for something and making sacrifice and owning who she is and using her platform to help those who need a voice is going to make her incredibly important and have staying power.
Sure. Well, I think what's also interesting is when you look at the way Hollywood has, in the past, I think, leveraged sort of social causes in a fairly disingenuous way in a lot of different instances. But it would seem now that those people that we are going to sort of bestow this kind of status on and look to as influencers have to have a genuine sort of social activism sort of inherent in their personality and their brands. Do you think that that's something that also is very much a function of the time and is really something that they have to have in order to qualify for that kind of status?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think they all have to have it.